This is a roll of 20 half-dollar coins that says it's worth exactly $10. But what you might not know is that every half-dollar dated 1970 or older has silver in it, making those coins worth between $3 and $6 a piece.
This year we're doubling down on ways to invest, not just startups, not just the stock market, apparently mining for silver coins.
There are people known as coin rollers who sort through rolls of half-dollars like this, looking for silver. It just might be the world's only investment with zero downside risk. It also just might be a big fat waste of your time. We'll find out which is true on today's episode of Dumb Money.
That's what this channel is all about, finding interesting and unique ways of making money.
And as a bonus, we're going to give away all of the silver we find coin rolling to one lucky Dumb Money subscriber. So be sure to stick around. "2020 is all about us vetting any possible way to make money, especially with small dollars, right?
Yeah. We decided to go down the road of finding interesting investments. You decided that coin rolling would be the first one.
No. Interesting investment opportunities for subscribers that don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest, right? It's things that you can start really small with. And by the way, you can start really small with investing, especially trading stocks, right?
That would be my number one thing to do if I had $1,000 to invest. Stock market, not buying $1,000 worth of silver coins.
I know that, you know that, but what if we're wrong?
So what exactly are you getting us into today?
We are going to meet Jim Shively today. Jim Shively is one of the largest silver and gold dealers in the entire world.
No.
In the entire world. So that's the most valuable coin?
This coin was commissioned by Alexander the Great prior to 323 BC when he died. There's about 180 of these known to exist worldwide. I've turned down $100,000 for it.
You know how much gold and silver he buys a year? $8 million out of his little shop. One of my very first investments was in silver.
What was your silver investment?
Oh my gosh, you did you not read my book? I want to see if there's a better way to do all this stuff. Is there a better way to coin roll, which is what we're just looking into today. Do you realize how hard it was to even get this?
No.
I've been going from bank to bank. I still haven't figured out a way to get a lot of these yet. But before this is over with, our coin rolling experiment, we are going to coin roll.
Let's do $1,000 of coins.
At least $1,000.
The whole point is we get $1,000 worth of coins, and some of the older ones were actually made out of silver, and so they're worth more than the face value.
Every single half-dollar that's older than 1970 has silver in it, and those are worth money. $3, $4, $5, $6 a coin. There used to be a ton of silver in these coin rolls, right?
Yeah.
And from what I've been researching in coin rolling forums.
Where did you find a coin rolling forum?
There's a forum for everything, Dave. There have been so much coin rolling over the past 30 years that a lot of the silver has been removed from circulation.
No, I would imagine. So if there's a way to make money, people are going to take that money, right?
So it's getting harder and harder to coin roll for profit. But I have an idea. It's a big idea that I think only Dumb Money can pull off. And it might be a way to circumvent all the junky coins and get right to the big money silver coins. Good to see you. We know very little about coin rolling. We just want to figure out how it works. What do we need to look for if we were to try doing this? What are the tips?
I've never done it.
You've never actually done it?
No.
Just tell us what it's all about.
Well, their best bet is to find 40% half dollars because most people don't know 40% halves were ever made. But from 65 through 70, they made half dollars out of 40% silver.
And so the 90% coins are worth like $4, $5? Okay. So you could make 10 times your money on every half-dollar coin you find that's 1965 or older.
Yeah.
If you open these coins, do I actually have to look at the date on every single one to tell?
Yes.
Can I see the silver versus
Yeah, on the edge. 40% now, it's hard to tell, so you almost have to look at the date on them. Like, these are 40%. You can see that these, which are 40%, if you look at the edge, they look pretty much
normal,
same as 64s, which are 90%.
More often than not, there won't be silver, right? In these Newer ones?
Yeah, like 90%.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do this.
Everything there is copper nickel. I can tell you by the color.
How do you know just by looking at it?
Silver is white, nickel is grayish.
So this is a bust.
The good news is you didn't lose any money, you just lost time.
You can't lose money doing this. So my question to you is, everybody does this manually. They're opening up manually, they're sorting through coins manually, which you can only do so much. What if, is there a machine that...
No, not that'll do it for you, no. And that's why I have never done it.
So I think what Chris is hinting at is we have an idea for a machine that would actually automate this whole process.
Exactly.
There's another company that we're investing in that is a computer vision company that does sorting using optics. Could it be adapted to the coin rolling industry?
If you can come up with a machine that could do that, then yeah.
So now what we have to do is build the machine.
I was totally prepared for him to say, you're crazy, that would never work.
I thought he would too.
When he said, yeah, I was like, wait a second, this actually makes sense to you?
So we're not going to be able to wrap this up in
No
this
way.
episode. So what we're going to do is next week, we'll show you what progress we make towards building this machine.
This could go somewhere.
If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I can't think of a better time to hit that subscribe button and push the bell, because you have to tune in to see where this goes.
All right, so at lunch, I want to talk about how our startup investments are doing in 2019.
Oh,
So
we've made so many investments in 2019. This is the world's biggest menu.
It is. This is the greatest thing ever. This is why we come here. Kenny's Wood-Fired Grill. Look at this. If you are in Addison, Texas, you must come to Kenny's Wood-Fired Grill.
I can't believe how many investments we actually made in 2019. It was like 20.
24, I think. 2019 investments. I just got an update on an investment that, quite honestly, I thought we were kind of crazy when we made it.
Which one are you talking about?
Do you remember Aisleworks, the grocery cart company?
They make grocery carts for kids. They've been doing it for 10 years. They used to sell them to the grocery stores. Now, instead of selling them, they're putting screens all around with advertising.
The whole thesis was that it increases in-store buying because the kids are occupied by the cart and the parents can spend more money. And there's case studies that we saw where that it was actually working and stores loved it. That's why we invested.
But they had a huge hurdle. They had to start mass producing these carts, right, as part of these deals with like Albertsons and all these grocery stores.
And I know that there was a huge breakdown in their manufacturing. They were trying to move the manufacturing from California to Texas.
That's the bad news. The good news is they are hitting projections. They are scaling out with all of their big grocery chains. They're ordering more. They basically have a multi-year pipeline of now just having to manufacture and execute on delivering the carts. I think this could be a 5 to 10xer for us under a relatively small window of time.
Okay, should we go check out some of the new carts that are coming out?
Yes.
I want to figure out what store has a new cart.
We got to go see a
Let's
new
do
cart.
that next week for sure.
Yeah.
We got Moxie had an update.
Did they? This is the robot that helps nurses out around the hospital.
So they are in several HCA hospitals. They're in Medical City.
They're moving right along. Again, one of our better episodes of 2019. If you haven't seen Moxie, you've got to watch these episodes.
But they're
It's awesome.
rolling out robots.
I mean, they're not profitable yet. They're not generating significant revenue, but they're getting traction, which we like to see. Also, an investment that was a little different for us. We invested in our first land deal in 2019.
This is essentially the last undeveloped intersection on 75 in Texas, right?
The plan is we exit in 2 years with a 50% return on our money. What do you think is the risk in a deal like this?
Very little.
Another cool episode if you haven't seen it.
This is the land deal where they're building a convenience store and a bunch of other things.
He's killing it. Basically, everything that you would want in your land development deal, we have. Oh, pure wine, I got my first dividend check.
I did too.
How much money did you get for that?
It was small. Chipper, this is actually really important.
We know very little about the company we're meeting with today, called Chipper. You know Acorns? You ever heard of the company Acorns? Basically, they allow you to, every time you spend money on your credit card, they round up to $1? Is that how it works? Mm-hmm. And it goes into an ETF and it allows you to invest money without thinking about it, because you're constantly putting like 60 cents or 20 cents in this account that's growing. Same exact thing, but for college students trying to save up to repay their college debt.
Again, one of my favorite episodes, must watch from 2019.
Are
if you
all
haven't
of your
seen it.
episodes the favorite episodes?
Just the ones I'm talking about right now. We are going to have a follow-up meeting with Chipper because they're moving in a new direction that I think is blockbuster for them. And he's going to tell us how they're going to take over the entire student loan industry, basically. I got a tweet from somebody this morning telling me about this Mr. Peanut death. Have you heard about this?
Apparently they're killing Mr. Peanut during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the concept is that there will be, what's the word for it when you feel bad about someone?
Sympathy?
There will be sympathy.
Clearly someone who doesn't have any.
So there will be sympathy for Mr. Peanut, which will cause
Mr.
people,
Robot over here.
which will cause people to go out and buy more peanut butter.
Planters has a peanut butter?
They don't make peanut butter?
They make peanuts, like Planters peanuts.
Do they sell peanuts to the peanut butter makers?
I think this requires
Are
more
they like a
research before you...
Okay, here's the thing. Are they gonna sell more peanuts because of this? Maybe, but they're only 3.5% of Heinz's revenue. So even if they sold a handful more peanuts temporarily for like, what, a month, a week, I just don't think it's going to move the needle for Heinz. So it's a no-go for me.
You can actually watch the whole commercial already.
This is important because it's part of the process of understanding when there's new information that comes to light that could meaningfully impact a stock. You have to ask yourself, would it really meaningfully impact sales for that company?
This might be their way of introducing peanut butter to the market.
All right, let's say this. Keep an eye on the developing story of Mr. Peanut and what it ultimately amounts to. Right now, just with him dying is not going to move the needle for Heinz. If you hate hearing about all the good news and all the money we're making, and you want to hear about money that we've lost, we actually did a whole episode about all the money we lost on Block Party. Great founder, great concept, love him, but it just didn't work out.
The good thing is we've now got a relationship with their co-founder who's starting a new company.
True. So the apartment deal.
That is exciting because that was nothing. That was a field, and now it's a real thing.
It was a field in an area of town that only had like one other major apartment building. It was kind of a little bit of a risk to take.
It was until the city realized that it was in a bad neighborhood and gave tax incentives, and that was after we got it. We are too good. We accidentally got into something that got in a tax-advantaged neighborhood after we started building.
That's a national program, this tax program, where if you have a development on that program, like you don't pay taxes basically on the sale. So it's increasing the value of those developments. And so we got that benefit. The entire building is like almost completely leased out, which means it's time for them to start marketing the building for sale, which means we'll get our payday. We're gonna see the apartment building today. Like we're gonna see Dumb Money's first apartment building that we have built from scratch with our own hands, well, now with our own hands, with our own money.
Jordan's out there with a hammer. Let's eat and go do that right now.
Cool.
That is a building that was built around the same time. It's basically competing with our project.
Well, that's the
way bigger and way
higher end.
higher end.
More expensive.
And right down the road from that is our building, and it's called the Crosby.
They have these in office buildings now. You just buy what you want whenever you want, 24 hours, which is cool.
I've never really missed apartment living, but we never had this.
I know.
Are you ready to move in?
Yes, yes.
This has been quite a day. Action-packed Dumb Money.
Our money probably built that flower pot right there. Maybe those two others. All right, so next week we're diving way deeper into coin rolling.
Absolutely. If you haven't, hit subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications.
Remember, we're sharing all the silver we find. We're giving it away.
You know, we've been talking about figuring out what our forever stock is, the one stock that will never sell.
I know what mine is.
You already know?
I know.
I'm
not gonna tell you.
I have a lot of thinking to do.
We started talking about this 6 months ago, and I've been thinking
That's
about
true.
it since that moment, and I finally have it.
Let us know what you think. What's your forever stock?
We'll see you next
Answer
week.
us.